But guess by now you know that I'm not going to miss the opportunity to talk about the NBA ratings tanking. My name is Kyle and this is The Conservative Take. Please consider liking and subscribing. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the NBA ratings. Looks like it's panic time for the NBA. Fast approaching historic rating lows. I'll tell you one thing, I can't be more excited about this. I am really excited to see the chickens coming home to roost for the NBA because they've been so blatant in their treatment of the fans and the disrespect to the game of basketball. And I can really get into this, and I made another video talk about how this generation has totally squandered all of the goodwill that the generations before, particularly the Jordans, the Birds, the Barkleys, ambassadors to basketball, and it made basketball extremely fun to watch. I didn't do a video on The Last Dance, but that is a really good study piece on what to do to maintain fan support and to show future generations how to treat the game and how to treat life. Not that Michael Jordan was perfect, but he understood business, he understood basketball, he loved basketball, and he put things in their proper perspective. But before I get into all that, let's talk about this particular article here from Breitbart. This is concerning the ratings. It says the NBA suffered another ratings disaster with ABC falling 45% since 2011-2012 season, while TNT was down 40%. That's huge, man. 40% is huge. And ESPN was off 20%. With last year's ratings down 51% to an all-time low for the championships. So it was already low last year. And so now it's even down further. But check this out here. You have here that the ratings for NBA is viewership. NBA final season was down 70%. This was last year. It was beaten by a random Sunday night football game. That is not supposed to happen. So we come back to this article here. Let's take a look at this. What's interesting here is we have the average viewership for the league's games is only 2.83 million, according to The Athletic. Now, by comparison, if you look at shows like The Blacklist or The Good Doctor, these shows are shows that the NBA should be beating every week. Historically, sports outperforms any regular season TV series, but not anymore. You have The Blacklist averaging at 3.3, and The Good Doctor averages around 4 million each week. And again, NBA is right under 3 million per week. That's incredible, especially considering there's nothing else to watch for sports on TV, but yet people are still finding better things to do with their time, like spending time with their families. Me personally, I am a Wizards fan or DC Wizards fan, and even if they were terrible, I would still tune in to watch the games because you never know. They could have a hot night and something could happen that's exciting. You know, they could be 82-0. I probably still wouldn't watch them. You know, that is how the disdain of the fans are now. So it says the NBA collapse here may not be surprising in light of recent polls finding that basketball fans feel the league has become way too far wrapped up in politics. It is. People are sick and tired of politics in their entertainment. It's really overkill. And it's like the people who are in the media just have it in their life. It's their existence to shove this stuff down our throats. Don't they realize that when you do that, you are automatically alienating half the room? That's potentially half of your fans. It's a lot of money you're missing out on. And when you totally radicalize, you can lose as much as, in my opinion, this is my opinion, 67% of your fans, because the radical left typically is somewhere around 30%, somewhere in there, 25, 30% of the general population. And so what you do is you miss the people who are independents who also may be thinking Democrats who no longer watch it anymore because they too, even though they may vote for Biden and this other stuff, they don't want to deal with that. They want to escape from this and be entertained. And you know, they put that stuff on the basketball court last year. They put the Black Lives Matter stuff on the courts. The fans say NBA has become too political as ratings crumble, and it's just there in your face. It made the games virtually unwatchable. I did a video just today, or actually yesterday, dealing with, well, no, I was today, dealing with Black Lives Matter and dealing with their impact in society and how it's being shoved down our throats in a way that is misleading, because Black Lives Matter really isn't even about Black Lives Matter. Check out that video, you see it for yourself. But part of that is putting this kind of marketing out there for us to see, and those of us who think know that that's not true, and we refuse to watch. Okay, if it was on the up and up and everything was legitimate and people were taking accountability across the board, then sure, maybe Black Lives Matter may be a good thing, especially if they're marching in rallies in Chicago. They're at the doorstep of Planned Parenthood saying, hey, why are we disproportionately murdering black babies in the womb in urban areas? Scholarship set up, school set up, camps, something to say, hey, you can be better than you are. You don't have to be victim to the government, because ultimately that's really how you come up on your own, not being a slave to the government. If Black Lives Matter was all about that, then I would probably be first in line. But we know they're not. So when we see this on the court, it's just a slap in the face. We're thinking, we understand what's going on. And it's like, look, I can't deal with that because it insults our intelligence. And if we're going to spend our time and effort and money in that, we at least want to have some pretense that what we're doing is not being wasted or being mocked or laughed at. And that is what I think is the core of this, is that people just are feeling very violated to the core when it comes to this type of marketing and mischaracterization of conservatives and the whole nine. So going back to this particular article here, it says that Adam Silver, who is the commissioner, said here, quote, "My sense is there someday be a return to normalcy." This is last year. That those messages will largely be left to be delivered off the floor. So he's referring to the Black Lives Matter on the court. And I understand those people who are saying, I'm on your side, but I want to watch a basketball game, Silver said last October. And so he had promised to get rid of that this year. Now, I don't even know if they have or not, because I haven't watched the game. In fact, I haven't watched any highlights. And it says here, to close this particular article here, the author says, still, if the ratings for the 2021 season are any indication, Silver's realizations may have come too late. And so, you know, that is really where we are with this. And I just want to know what you guys think about this, because, you know, I know when I do a video on this, I get the same kind of reactions. But let me ask this question. What would it take for you to come back to, let's say, the NBA? And if that's too far to go, if you never come back to that, which probably where I'm at, what would it take for you to come back to, let's say, the NFL or maybe even MLB, or to some lesser degree, even NHL? Because they kind of bent the knee last year as well. I think the NHL is probably the better one to go with right now. What would it take for you to come back? What would the NFL, NBA, MLB do to get you to come back, if at all? And so if not, what are you watching now? What are you spending your time on? I'd be curious to know what you think on that, because now someone is watching things and is watching it somewhere else, and I just want to know what that is, because maybe I'm missing something. So let me know what I need to be watching or doing myself outside of my family. But entertainment wise, I'm looking for something to replace my time, to have that competitive spirit that used to be so prominent when we had Jordan and Bird and Magic and the Pistons of old. You know, those were good times, and we didn't know how good we had it. If you like what we do on this channel, we take content of culture, TV, movies, news, and politics and filter it to you in a conservative manner. In other words, filtering it to you right. And please click the like and subscribe button and that bell icon. And if you like, check out that join button. You can find out how to support this channel. If you get a chance, please check out our new promo we have going on right now. It's called All Letters Matter for All Lives. And it's basically what you see right there. It's every single letter being represented, which also symbolizes every single person, meaning that all lives matters. So if you like that, please check it out. As always, please check out some content that we have right here.